The warnings were conveyed using a megaphone near the statue of President Andrew Jackson, approximately 50 yards from the demonstrators. From where I was standing, approximately 20 yards from the demonstrators, the announcements were barely audible, and I saw no indication that the demonstrators were cognizant of the warnings to disperse. As the clearing operation began, I heard explosions and saw smoke used to disperse the protesters. The Park Police liaison officer told me that the explosions were stage smoke and that no tear gas was being deployed against the demonstrators. But I could feel irritation in my eyes and nose, and based off my previous exposure to tear gas and training, I recognized that irritation as effects consistent with CS or tear gas. And later that evening, I found spent tear gas canisters on the street nearby. As Park Police pushed the demonstrators further down H Street, I saw demonstrators scattering and fleeing as Park Police charged towards them. I observed people fall to the ground, and some Park Police used their shields offensively as weapons. As I walked behind Park Police pushing westward on H Street, I also observed unidentified law enforcement personnel behind our National Guardsmen using paintball-like weapons to discharge what I later learned to be pepper balls into the crowd as demonstrators continued to flee. After H Street had been cleared, I took up a position on 16th Street near St. John's Church. At around 7:05 p.m., I saw the president walking onto H Street from Lafayette Square near St. John's Church. The president's arrival was a complete surprise as we had not been briefed that he would enter our sector. As for the new security barrier, whose installation was the stated purpose for the clearing operation, the materials to erect it did not arrive on scene on H Street until around 9 p.m. that evening, and it was not completed until later on. The events I witnessed at Lafayette Square on the evening of June 1st were deeply disturbing to me and fellow National Guardsmen. Based on my training and experience, at no time did I feel threatened by the protesters or assess them to be violent. From my observation, those demonstrators, our fellow American citizens, were engaged in the peaceful expression of their First Amendment rights. Yet they were subjected to an unprovoked escalation and excessive use of force. As the late Representative John Lewis said, when you see something that is not right, not just, not fair, you have a moral obligation to say something, to do something.
You know, in your testimony here today, I can imagine that this is putting you in grave, maybe professional, personal jeopardy. Would that statement be true?
Recent events certainly have me concerned, sir.